If you've ever wondered why people stay consistent without white knuckling it, here's the short answer. Identity and routine reduce friction. This is not motivational fluff, it's what the literature shows. Studies on self-identity and behavior find that when people see a behavior as part of who they are, their intentions and follow-through increase, beyond attitudes alone. Work on choice overload shows that fewer pre-decided options lead to more action. Research on decision fatigue shows performance degrades across the day. Routines protect you from that slide. And a meta-analysis on implementation intentions, the simple if X, then do Y plan, shows a reliable boost in goal achievement across domains. Finally, habit formation finds that repeating a behavior in a stable context builds automaticity over weeks, not days. The median is about 66 days with big individual ranges. Taken together, the pattern is obvious. Consistent production needs consistent inputs. Identity narrows choices. Routines remove decisions. Implementation intentions catch derailers. Repetition wires the behavior in. Today, we'll turn that into a field manual, and we'll make it real by walking through 6 relatable identities our clients use to anchor their days. You'll pick the one that feels most like you right now and plug it into a matching L5 plan. That's training, nutrition, mindset, movement, habits. That's our protocol that we utilize with our clients. By the end, you'll have a 1-page playbook to make adherence the default, especially when life gets loud. Welcome back to the Fitness League, helping busy humans build strong bodies, sharper minds, and better lives. Join us each week as we cut through the noise, challenge the norms, and empower you to train smarter and live stronger. Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back. Just us today.
Just us today.
We're missing Joelle, but you guys know it is that time of year. And it certainly feels like a Monday this morning, does it not?
Feels like a Monday? I thought it was Tuesday until your mom got here.
I'm saying our morning feels like an actual Monday morning because it was a little bit chaotic here this morning.
Someone ate another loaf of sourdough, and it wasn't a human.
I don't think we talked about the first one. Kona likes to jump on the counter and eat entire loaves of sourdough, apparently. News to us. The first one happened, was it last week? Or 2 weeks ago? Yeah,
last time
week.
we went to get sourdough a week ago.
We went to church and came home, and the entire loaf of jalapeno cheddar sourdough was gone, and just the bag was there. And I saw her on the camera do it. And then this morning, we went for our literal 10-minute walk, and I put the sourdough in the pantry this time, and she went in there and got the fresh sourdough that I got delivered last night. So it's been quite the Monday here, but I'm excited for this episode. I think this is something, it's one of those things that I feel like we have implemented, but don't really, like I haven't really viewed it as a thing. It's just like how I've always operated throughout my entire life, if that makes sense.
I've gone back and forth on this one. To use CrossFit as an extreme example, I think we all kind of chuckle at the cult following that CrossFit became, especially in its prime. It's like, I am CrossFit. But I do, and I've kind of alluded to this over previous conversations, so maybe it's been a transition into where I'm at now, but it's powerful. You wake up, you're ready to do that workout. Like, that's who you are. That's why you're adherent to it. And there are so many lifers because of that. And I think cult followings tend to thrive better than other fads that kind of come and go, is kind of how I'll put it. So I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. And as far as specific identity, I have come full circle in a multitude of ranges, but we'll keep it focused on health and fitness for the point of this conversation. It just becomes easier to do something when it's who you are. And this is just what I do. These are the decisions that I make. And ironically, it takes fewer decisions. Like, so I say, these are the decisions I make. They become more subconscious. It's just what I do. These are my actions. These are my habits. These are my typical behaviors. It's not, especially in something as positive as the health and fitness space, it just makes it easier. Right now, there are so many choices. Everyone's health, everyone's attention span, these things are deteriorating, I think, for a reason, because everything's at your fingertips and we want to be entertained all day. And there are just so many options, so many choices. But the more options and choices that we have, the more opportunities that we have to derail a specific outcome. And I'll keep it as general as that. Whether you're trying to lose weight, build muscle, get a promotion at work, when your latitude and bandwidth expands to allow things into it, that don't directly impact achieving that specific outcome, so many people are going to struggle for so long because they're never going to figure out what's actually moving them toward that thing and what's pulling them away from that thing, because there are so many variables. And we will explain this further in the episode, obviously, but that's just kind of a quick pull or a quick explanation of why I've been pulled to this side of the spectrum now, as far as to identify as something versus to not. And I think you need something to believe in, to identify with, in order to have a meaningful impact and move significantly toward the thing that you're working for.
And the truth about this whole case for identity thing, though, I want to touch on before we dive in, and maybe you plan on talking about this after, but this can be something that holds you back also. So if you believe like people like me just don't work out, or people like me don't eat healthy, or people like me don't insert whatever thing here, that's how you're going to live your life. So it works both ways. And I think a lot of people are stuck in that mindset of believing that they are not the person that does all of these positive health behaviors. And that's really what can keep them stuck in a lot of scenarios. I see that all the time. So I think understanding that your identity can shift and that this is not like a I'm stuck here forever kind of thing is so, so important.
And I'm going to throw one more thing out there before we do steer the ship back into our designed flow here. I believe too many of us are walking around without a purpose and without a specific just pulse on life anymore. I think they kind of go with the flow. Too many of us just go kind of similar to what you just said, just go with this is the way that it is. There's nothing I can change about it. You can change anything and everything about your life. It's choosing to do so and having a plan in place to make it happen. So it's not just, yeah, I'd like to achieve that thing. I'm not really sure how that's going to happen. First, I would like to achieve this thing. Next, here's how I'm going to make it happen, and then commit to that. And over time, you'll get there. And if you don't, you'll be able to identify those variables as we'll dive into this. So what is the case for identity? It really comes down to adherence. So identity essentially works as a filter, just in a general sense, the broadest scope we can lay it out as. People like me do X. They do this thing. It pre-decides dozens of micro choices. So back into the realm of health and fitness, what to eat, when to train, how to pivot when things aren't going well, or we're entering a new season of life. The goal isn't to create a new personality. It's just a clear label that narrows options and lowers friction. That is the biggest piece there. It lowers friction. And again, it circles right back to those decisions and just reducing decision fatigue. So let your identity write the first draft of your day. It's not going to be perfect every day, but this is my plan. Here's what I'm going to stick to.
I find that this is just a kind of example for me specifically, like over the years, like I mentioned earlier, like I've always kind of operated in this mindset, not knowingly. But I think one of the reasons why my first pregnancy was so hard was because I like switched it like that. Like I identified as this health and fitness person before that, and then I got pregnant, and it was like I'm immediately identified as the pregnant person. Do you remember like my first trimester of Kai's pregnancy? I literally, you don't remember anything. Josh has the worst memory, but I just really adapted the mindset of like, I'm pregnant, I need to eat for two, I'm going to eat whatever I want and whatever, like not even try. So like I would have like Annie's mac and cheese for dinner and not even try to sneak protein in it. I just really just took on that whole I'm pregnant role for that first trimester. And it did improve as I got through that first phase. But I think that was just one example for me of like when I shifted without really knowing that I even shifted in the moment. It was just like this mindset switch of I'm not focused on any physique goals right now. Like, and I feel like a lot of women get lost in that when they do get pregnant because it's like you can't really focus on fat loss. You're not, I mean, yes, now we know gaining muscle is important, but like back then it was just like you work out to maintain and like that's it. And it can feel really just confusing and you feel lost almost. So then for me, it was just easier to adapt to that. Oh, I'm just pregnant mindset. I'm just going to eat the bagel and cream cheese and eat all the carbs and eat nothing else. Not because I'm literally throwing up and sick, because I wasn't. It was just like, that's what pregnant women do. So that's what I'm going to do. So extreme example there, but proof that it can go both ways and that you just have to decide like, who do I want to be in this moment for this season?
Hey guys, real quick. If you haven't heard yet, the Fitness League app is launching soon, but only to our current audience. That means if you're listening right now, you'll get exclusive early access. To lock in your spot, just click the link in the show notes and join the waitlist. No spam, just the important stuff. And in case you forgot what it is, this is the app built for busy humans who want real results without the burnout. It's not another fitness tracker, it's a movement where every rep earns rewards, every habit builds momentum, and every workout levels up your story. Train smarter, compete with purpose. The Fitness League is coming soon, where your journey becomes legacy. And that doesn't even just have to be pregnant women. It can be someone who just got a new job or in a busy season of their job or whatever it is. It's, I can't do something now, so I'm not going to do anything. It's just letting your hands off the reins. But the point of this exercise we're going to dive into is to give you different clarity positions to re-identify with and restructure and have that lens to make your decisions through. But one thing I want to highlight really quick as far as a staple of why this works is routines beat willpower. So essentially we've alluded to choice overload and decision fatigue make open days drift. So if I can just make whatever choice I want throughout the day based on how we're feeling, based on where energy levels are, based on the conversation we just had, every other decision is going to be impacted versus this is my script. Here's where I'm going throughout the day. So we want to pre-decide once and execute many times. Scripted mornings, preset meals, blocked training. If this sounds too regimented, understand this is your blueprint. You're not locked into this. You're not chained down, but this is your plan. If you want to see progress in any phase of your life, you need this. You can't have it both ways. I want to be flexible, really, really flexible and do whatever I want, but also achieve this goal. So the point is to have this regimen that you can plug and play throughout. Like different pieces are going to fit different ways, but you have options built into specific boxes and pillars. So now let's move into picking an identity that fits your season. So these pre-decisions feel more natural. So we've kind of outlined 6 different avatars that a lot of our clients and our audience fall into. So you're going to pick the one that feels most like you this season. It's not forever, it's just right now. And then you'll run its playbook for the next however long it fits. So the first one, peak performer. This is your typical busy professional. The identity line would be something along the lines of, I'm a high output pro who trains for energy, clarity, and confidence. Your L5 quick start. So again, your L5 method, training, nutrition, mindset, movement, habits. We're going to give you this basic outline. So 3 days a week, 35 to 45 minutes of a full body session. Your nutrition is going to be protein and plant at your first meal. Default cafe order equals protein bowl and a salad or a salad. Movement, 5-minute break every 60 to 90 minutes. If you can fit in a 10-minute post-lunch walk, that would be fantastic. Mindset, 3 box breaths before big calls. Habits, cut off your caffeine 8 to 10 hours before bed, and your phone sleeps outside the bedroom. Now your if-then, so these are kind of your pivots. If your meeting eats into your lift, do a 15-minute walk, and then 20 minutes at home, some type of, dense circuit hitting most of your body throughout that. So you have this pivot plan.
All right, the second avatar we have here is the postpartum mom. You're the strong rebuilder. So your identity becomes, I'm rebuilding with patience and power. I'm healing first, and then I'm pushing later. So your L5 quick start, if you are the postpartum mom struggling right now. Training, we are going to aim for 3 times per week, 20 to 30 minutes. That includes breath work, that includes your core work, and 2 to 3 lifts per week. RPE is around 6 or 7, especially if you're in that early postpartum phase. Like the earlier you are, the RPE is lower. Sounds a lot like the Postpartum Forever program. Cough, cough. Nutrition, protein in a plant at each meal. We recently talked about this in the last episode, I think, last week's episode. So refer to that if you need some ideas. But we have smoothies for easy calories. You want to make sure you're getting electrolytes in with your water because especially if you're breastfeeding, even if you're not, hydration matters for recovery, just to make sure that your nutrients are all in the right place. Mindset work, you're going to repeat to yourself, build back, don't bounce back. We want to focus on moving forward. We want to focus on rebuilding your body stronger than ever before, which can be done, believe it or not. Just, saying one gratitude line every night before you go to bed, or even if you're waking up with the baby, just kind of have that one mantra that you keep in your back pocket to repeat to yourself over and over. Movement, you're going to aim for 15 to 20 minutes of either a stroller walk or a carrier walk. Wes Man did not love the stroller, so I often just carried him 2 to 3 times per day. Just get outside. Something small and short makes such a big difference, and if you can do it a few times per day, that's even better. And then lastly, your habits. You're going to dim your lights down 60 minutes before bed. That will be beneficial for you and your baby. And you're going to keep your walk outfit and all your walk things that you need for your walk by the door, just to make it easier to just either pop them in the stroller or, throw a jacket on them or whatever it is, whatever you need for your walk, keep it all together. And your if then statement, if things pop up, if nap window shrinks, if they're not napping, I'm going to choose to do my breath work and my core work and maybe one exercise, one lift of the day, and call it there. That's more than enough. That's something over nothing.
Number 3 is the family champion, and this is the parent in the midst of chaos. Your identity statement would be something along the lines of, I'm the steady leader who trains through life's chaos. Your L5 quick start. Training, about 3 days a week, 25 to 30 minutes. You want to aim for a couple compounds plus a carry mixed into that. Nutrition, a plant and protein at every meal. This is going to sound pretty consistent throughout because this is one of our staple rules. To 40 grams of protein at breakfast. Mindset, asking yourself, what is the next controllable? Pick one action in the next 10 minutes. What can I control? Movement, we want to add 1,000 steps over your current average. And that could be as simple as a family walk after dinner. Your habits, we would do something along the lines of pack tomorrow's protein plus fruit during your dinner cleanup. And this is just saving you time. Tomorrow, it's one less thing to worry about. Your if-then statement, if bedtime runs long, we have all been there. We'll do something like a 12-minute EMOM. So push, legs, core, that's every minute on the minute. Just improvising a little workout there. Again, to piggyback off of what Alessandra just dove into, something is better than nothing.
Number 4 is our longevity lifter. So you're 40 plus, you're focusing on strength and just overall your health span, just being a healthy human. So your identity is, I'm building muscle for decades. I'm strong, I'm mobile, I'm resilient. Your L5 quick start, we start with training 3 times per week. Strength work, you want to focus on a push day, a pull day, and a hinge or squat day. And then you have 2 sessions of zone 2 cardio, 20 to 30 minute sessions, just twice a week, nothing crazy. Nutrition, you want to focus on getting your protein in. So somewhere between 0.7 to 1 gram of protein per pound of your body weight is roughly where you want to aim for. Eating colorful meals, so that means you're incorporating plants at your meals. Plants can be obviously fruits and vegetables, but beans, legumes, just anything that grows from the ground. And then also taking your creatine every single day. General recommendation for most people is still 5 grams. Obviously give or take, but for most of you, 5 grams every day, not just on your training days. Mindset work, you're going to do weekly mobility and breath work, and throw in an easy walk as just like your longevity session. So just kind of while you're out walking, focus on what's in front of you, being in the present moment, being mindful. Movement, speaking of walks, you're going to aim for 7,000 to 9,000 steps per day. While you're watching TV, you can do even just hip mobility, some T-spine mobility. Don't just sit there, kind of just use your living room rug and use it as a time to be mobile. And then your habits, you're going to go to bed 30 minutes earlier, nothing crazy, just 30 minutes. And then you're going to aim for alcohol maximum of twice per week, if at all. Your if then statement for this avatar is to, if my joints feel cranky, I'm going to swap that for, lower impact work. I can add some tempo. I can focus on range of motion. The moral of the story with this if then statement seems to be something over nothing, which is what we preach to you guys all the time.
All right. Number 5 is the builder CEO. This is the founder operator role. The identity statement, I scale companies and my capacity. Simple systems, big ROI. With that, your L5 quick start, something along the lines of training. 2 days a week, 45 minutes per lift, and then you can add in a 25-minute hotel lift or circuit in the morning, squeeze it in before the day starts if you are on the road. Nutrition, repeatable meals, yogurt bowls, rotisserie chicken salad, steak and veggies and potatoes, things that fit into a specific blueprint. So build that out ahead of time. These are my pillars. What's my healthy protein, carb, and fat? And then fill in that box based on what's available to you. Mindset, we're going to get morning sunlight in. Start the day with a 5-minute journal. So that can be what your wins have been recently, one target you're still aiming for, one barrier that's been holding you back. Movement, laps around the airport, walk while you're on your calls. I remember when we were doing our sales calls ourselves, I would literally be in a 10 by 12 room doing circles, just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth for hours throughout the day. And it adds up. It really does. Habits, bands in your bag, training block, like investor meetings. So just being specific with it, having the no excuse mentality. I'm going to find a way to do something. Your bands take up zero space. You can throw them in your carry-on if you needed to. Your if-then statement. If your flight is delayed, we're going to walk 20 minutes in the terminal. We're also going to aim for a protein and a fruit while we're waiting at the gate. Keep it simple.
Last one is the momentum maker. So this is someone who's trying to lose some body fat. You are very all or nothing with your approach. You've tried many times in the past. Your identity statement is going to be, I win with small, repeatable actions. Progress over perfection. For your training, you are focusing on just twice per week of 30 to 35 minute full body lifts and once per week a 20 to 30 minute zone 2 cardio session. Very, very simple. Start small. Nutrition. You're going to have 2 anchors here, protein and a plant at each meal, water before your meals. Again, keep it the most basic you possibly can. Mindset, minimum effective dose wins. You're going to celebrate your adherence. This is going to be challenging for you because you are somebody who likes to go all in and change your entire lifestyle all at once, and that is why it hasn't worked yet. So by reminding yourself that these small changes work, that is going to be the thing that keeps you on track towards these goals. For your movement, you're focusing on just adding 1,000 steps over what your current average is. So you kind of need to know where you're coming in at as far as daily steps go. If you're not tracking, start tracking those and build towards a minimum of 7,000 per day. Habits, you're going to shoot for the same exact breakfast Monday through Friday, and you're going to pre-log your dinner protein in the morning. So you know what you're having for dinner as far as what the protein source is, and then you can throw together some plants, carbs around that, whatever you need for the rest of the day. Your if-then statement for somebody like this is, if I miss the gym, I'm going to do a 12-minute EMOM at home. Every minute on the minute, I'm going to choose a squat movement. I'm going to choose a push movement, a pull movement, and a core movement. So 4 movements every minute on the minute, and just go. And 12 minutes and you can be done. So again, tiny changes, big impact.
All right, now turning those identities into systems. This is the implementation intention. First, and you guys can pause this as we go throughout so you can start jotting these down, or just write down what time it is, maybe screenshot it on your phone so you can circle back to it. But some cues, some things to do. First, write 3 if-then plans for your specific top derailers. If it's the late meetings, chaos with the kids, if it's travel, the things that mess with you the most and kick you off. If this happens, this is what I'm going to do. So this way we're not trying to navigate that in the moment. We've already got our backup plan ready to rock. We're also going to tie actions to cues that we already encounter, whether it's a time or a place or event. When this happens, I am going to do this. Again, if you guys aren't noticing, the theme is specifically having decisions already made based on your life experience. I know these things happen. I know these keep me in place. I know these things throw me off. Being ready ahead of time. It's those mental reps as the athletes talk about. Listen, if you're tired of the all or nothing cycles, the diet starts Monday, the I know what to do, I'm just not doing it feeling, we should probably talk. Our one-on-one online coaching isn't just about workouts and meal plans. It's about building something that actually fits your life. No cookie cutter templates, no guilt, just real coaching and real results. Plus, we've got a pretty big team, so we can even pair you with an expert who actually understands your lifestyle because they've gone through it too. If that sounds like what you've been missing, check out the link in the show notes to apply for coaching. Then we'll send you the link to book a free, no obligation consult call with our team. There are no hard closes. We won't even take your credit card over the phone. You'll get the details to sign up on your own time. And more good news, we are in fact qualified for HSA FSA reimbursement. One last thing, we even offer a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. What are you waiting for? Spots are limited, so apply today. All right, let's get back to the show. Using fresh start landmarks. Now, I'm not a huge fan of programming ourselves into we'll start again Monday, we're going to start again on the 1st, this big launch push. But starting over on Monday when you mess up on Thursday is better than kicking the can down the road for 3 weeks. So this is more your fail stop, your last step. If I'm totally off, this is my clean slate. Use it when you need it, but do not overuse these. So pause here, draft those 3 if-then statements for the specific identity you chose. and then to kind of give you a consistency play. So consistency is what enhances automaticity. And that's just these things happening automatically. Understanding that habits get easier with reps in a stable context, and understand the results are going to take weeks, not days. But again, the habits makes this become automatic. It's reducing the decision fatigue. We also want to protect the cue. So the routine loop by shrinking the rep on the hard days and not skipping it. So this is what we talk about with the rule of two all the time. If you guys are newer here, we talk about the rule of two being the minimum barrier to entry. We want to lower that bar as much as possible. So if you have a goal of reading a book per month or whatever it is, something along those lines, 2 pages per night before bed. Because no matter how tired you are, how late it is, you can check that box. You can read those 2 pages. It's not going to be at the end of the world, versus you committing to reading a chapter every night. And let's say you get home late, you're exhausted, you just want to crash. You're probably not going to read the entire chapter. That leaves the box open. It's unchecked. And both sides of that have a massive impact. You are able to keep the momentum by checking that box, no matter how low it is. So more often than not, you would go above and beyond those 2 pages. But at a bare minimum, you don't leave that box open, and that is the key to consistency. And then the last one is tracking adherence percentage plus 1 outcome metric. So steps, reps, resting heart rate, whatever your goal is. If it's the morning walk, that's going to be the adherence percentage. And then the outcome metric, your total steps by the end of the day. So zooming out, I'm aiming for 10,000 steps. Am I doing that morning walk? And these are tools you will have the ability to utilize in the Fitness League app, which we are oh so close to talking a little more about. Again, I know we overshot ourselves for the October. We got close, a couple things unforeseen. We are not giving the date yet. We're not going to start doing the teasers yet, but just know more info is coming soon. We're in a great place there. But why don't you talk to us about some common traps and the quick fixes?
Yeah, so common traps, which are going to happen, and you're going to get to a point where you do feel like you're stuck and you're plateauing, which, again, we have another recent episode about plateauing, so listen to that if you haven't yet. But the first one, I don't feel like a healthy person yet. You need to understand that your feelings follow you putting in the reps. So the identity thing, this is a prompt to get you started. It's not something that you need to see the results. And I feel like a lot of people expect results like that, like immediately these days, because we do live in the Amazon Prime era. This is not something that you can Amazon Prime. You can't Amazon Prime your body. You can't Amazon Prime your health. Like, it's going to take some time for you to start feeling like a healthy person. With that said, if you are consistent for, the first couple of weeks, you're going to start to feel differences in your energy levels and your digestion and your just day to day, how you feel. It might not be like a whole new person within a couple weeks, but there's going to be moments throughout your day where you go, that's new. I feel better here. So look for those. The second one is I need variety. We hear this all the time, especially with training. So to kind of combat this, you want to rotate within constraints. So for example, with nutrition, if you just need variety with your breakfast, outline 3 breakfasts that fit your macros or fit whatever plan you're focusing on here, and rotate through those 3 breakfasts. For your workouts, something I like to do is, we talk about all the time how important progressive overload is, and that means you're following the same exercises for a minimum 4 weeks. Maybe you do that for your 4 days, and on the 5th day that you work out is just a whatever, have fun in the gym kind of day. That's kind of why I program build in the app the way it is. The 5th day is optional, so you can sprinkle that in as you wish, or do something completely different on your 5th day. So don't be afraid to have variety in a way that still makes sense for your goals and your programming. The third one is I fell off track. This happens a lot. You're going to fall off. Life is going to happen. You want to resume at the next cue and not punish yourself. Like, understand everybody falls off when we look at a perfect plan on paper. Nobody's perfect all the time. You just do the best with what you have and get back on the horse the next day. And the last one that's very common is, I had a busy day. A busy day means no training, and it doesn't have to mean you do nothing. So, for example, maybe you shoot for the 12-minute EMOM or a 20-minute walk outside. Something over nothing, it still counts.
All right, guys. So here's the summary of your quick action plan. First, you're choosing your identity. Today, we went through peak performer, strong rebuilder, family champion, longevity lifter, builder CEO, and momentum maker. From there, you're going to copy its L5 quick start in your notes. Then we're going to write the 3 of the if-then plans for your top derailers. And they don't have to be the ones that we gave you. Again, write those down specifically to what your speed bumps are in your life. And then just commit to the next 14 days. Track your adherence percentage, one outcome, one metric. With that one, I am going to tie this back into one of the app features. So in our daily trackables, we've got habits, we've got biofeedback, we've got performance metrics, but specific to this 4th one we just talked about, tracking your adherence percentage. You will have the ability to select whatever habits or trackables you want. And as you track them throughout the day, they disappear. You're going to see your adherence improve for the day. You're also going to see your total weekly adherence. Once you finish all of them, you see this nice green check mark that just feels nice when it pops up onto the screen. All of your habits are gone because you've completed them. If you don't complete all of them, that adherence percentage is going to show you, okay, today you completed 83%. And then the next day was 100. And then you'll see your total weekly adherence. So how consistent are you actually being? This is going to actually give you that report card, which is something we are really excited about. It's actually one of the biggest crowd pleasers for our beta users who are in there right now. It's one of the biggest differences from the current app, from the SDE method app, one of the features that you don't have in there. So the programs, the library in there is going to be better organized and be able to filter through certain things, jump in there and see where you are a whole lot easier. But one of the brand new things, obviously along with challenges, is just the ability to track the things that are most important to you. And it's the little things, guys, we keep talking about it, the little things that add up over time that make the biggest difference. So we are doing everything we can to make that easier for you. It just starts with figuring out what your plan is going to be and then committing to it. So we're just going to lower the barrier to entry for you guys to start seeing that progress. Anything else you want to throw in here?
I just want to say if you don't like fully align with any of these identities that we outlined, like feel free to make your own, like decide who you want to be. I know I've talked with a couple of you in the DMs recently that you really want to start being the 5 a.m. mom and wake up and you're in a place where your kids are sleeping better and you want to, you just can't do it. And this is a great example of like, you could be the 5 a.m. mom if that's something that you want. Feel free to make your own and understand that this is also like how we kind of outlined all of these. You probably noticed a lot of similarities between them too. And that's kind of the point. Like, yes, there's going to be slight differences based on who you want to be and what your goals are. But a lot of this is repetitive and that's intentional. And also with that repetitiveness, you do have to tweak it to make it your own. And that's kind of how this is a very like loose, very, very loose outline of how we approach coaching too. We're making this fit your life. And I think a lot of people think when they sign up for coaching or an app that you have to do it their way and change your whole life and like conform your life to fit whatever you're signing up for. We kind of do the opposite. We conform all of these things that you want and make it fit your current life and help you get there over time. So it's not this really scary, fearful, like big thing that you feel like you're going to fail. It's going to be something that meets you where you are. So just wanted to throw that in there too.
Love it. Consistent production comes from consistent inputs. So that's just what I wanted to leave you guys with. Choose who you are for this season. Run the system for a couple of weeks. Let the data, not the mood, decide the next tweak. You guys have the plan. You've got the outline. You know where to fill in the blanks if you want to run this on your own. But with that, we are going to wrap up this conversation with the reminder that change doesn't come in one big moment. It's built in the ways you keep showing up. So take what you learned today and build the best version of yourself for tomorrow. Where can they find you?
I'm at Alessandra Skutnik.
I'm at Josh Skutnik.
And everything else you need is linked in the show notes.